Before we take a deep dive into the latest trade rumors surrounding the New York Knicks, if you're hyped about the back-to-back wins on back-to-back nights, it's tough to win in back-to-back situations. The Knicks did that. They beat two really good Western Conference teams. The Jazz and the Nuggets, neither had lost at home so far this year. The Knicks hadn't beat the Nuggets in Denver since 2006. I don't care if the Joker, did not play. If you're hyped about the win, the wins, go down right now and hit that thumbs up icon. Yo, shout out to the real ones. You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Give me a follow on Twitter at MarshallGreen_. Everyone that follows me from this video, I'll give you a follow back. Just DM me Crowder, as in Jae Crowder, because that's what we're going to talk about in today's show. Then on the end of the show, we'll touch on all the stats and everything that went down in that game against the Denver Nuggets last night. But is a Jae Crowder trade coming? That's what multiple insiders of the NBA are saying. They're saying the progress has been made on a Jae Crowder trade. There's been rumors about a potential 3-team deal, and the New York Knicks have been linked to Jae Crowder for quite some time. But again today, there were more reports saying that the Knicks are interested in Jae Crowder. This is what Jake Fischer had to say. He said, "Word is the Suns appear close to finalizing a 3-team trade involving Jae Crowder prior to tip-off tonight against Golden State." That was yesterday. Those trade talks are still going on. I'm expecting Crowder to be moved pretty soon. Hasn't played yet this year. Just doesn't want to be there anymore. Seems like that marriage is coming to a close, and he could be traded soon. And according to Sam Amico of Hoops Hype, he says the Heat and Bucks are among those who have been linked to Crowder. But with Ian Bagley last week reporting the Suns and Heat have spoken recently, the Knicks are also among the teams with an interest in Jae Crowder. Before we show you a trade idea that I saw on the internet about Jae Crowder, I think it's important for Leon Rose, the fraud worldwide West, and that front office to understand or come to an understanding of who they are. Decide who you are. Decide who you want to be. Do you want to try to win right now? If you do, Jae Crowder's the guy you want to go get. If you want to try to build and let the young guys play, and when Quentin Grimes comes back, gives them big minutes, then you don't make that trade. Or if you can just get off of Evan Fournier, I think you make the trade. But let's break down the type of player that Jae Crowder is. I mean, the last 4 seasons, the guy has proven that he can be a solid three-point shooter and a solid defender. He usually averages about a steal per game in limited minutes. He'll give you about 10 points. He'll shoot anywhere from 34 to 38% from 3. If you come to the agreement or the understanding that this team is maybe a Jae Crowder away from making some noise in the Eastern Conference, I don't think he makes you a title contender, but I think getting a guy that's played in a lot of playoff games, which we'll show you in a second, a guy that has experience, a guy that's one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, one of the best teammates in the NBA, one of the best locker room guys in the NBA, I think that would be a boost to this team. We'll show you a trade idea here in a second and reasons why I think it makes sense and things that Crowder would bring to this team. We'll break that down, but this is why you subscribe, because when news and rumors come out, we break it down. We get you guys a video as soon as possible. Look, if the Knicks trade for Jae Crowder, we're going to be going live on the channel, breaking it down, filling you in on everything you need to know. So go down right now, hit that big red button, help Knicks Now get to 16,000 subs. We just crossed over 15. If you already subscribed, thank you. I appreciate you. If you're not, go down, change it, hit that big red button. This is a trade idea that I saw on the internet, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. Excuse me. It had the Knicks receiving Jae Crowder and Torrey Craig, the 31-year-old small forward shooting guard. He's a wing. Jae Crowder, he's on an expiring deal of $10 million. Torrey Craig, he's on an expiring deal of $5 million. Trade Evan Fournier. Could Evan Fournier be a guy in Phoenix that kind of finds out and gets back to that player that some people think he could be? I think with a lot less pressure, a lot less of a scoring burden, a lot less focus on his defense night in and night out, catching open looks on the outside on the perimeter from a guy like Chris Paul, that's definitely going to help a guy like Evan Fournier. They could use some more shooting over there in Phoenix. I think they could use a little bit more scoring punch off the bench. I think Fournier could be a guy that could help them out. I see both teams getting better with this trade. I'll give you my full thoughts on it in a second. But I want to ask you, would you make this trade? You get Crowder, you get Craig. Craig's a guy, he could play some minutes, play like 15 minutes. You don't really need him to play. He's a 31-year-old player. He's on an expiring deal. The main reason I think to do this trade is that you get expiring contracts in return for Evan Fournier. I want to hear from you, though. Would you make this trade? Type A for accept, type D for decline. Sound off down below. Today's sponsor is Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping with global reforestation efforts. Get hooked up, establishedtitles.com/chat. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, one tree planted and trees for the future, to support global reforestation efforts. You can officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane ticket, and dating profiles. It makes it a great last-minute gift. And the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance. Depending on how many of the real ones want to become a lord or a lady, we could build our own little Knicks Now Real One kingdom. It makes an amazing last-minute gift, and Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday sale right now with discounts up to 80% off. Plus, if you use the code CHAT, you get an additional 10% off right now. So go to establishedtitles.com/chat to get your gifts and help support the channel. Establishedtitles.com/chat. The link's in the comments and description of the video. You can't miss it. The holidays are here. I know you're a procrastinator. I'm a procrastinator. But get hooked up your loved ones with Established Titles. Establishedtitles.com/chat. If you decide, Leon Rose, that you really think this team is a Jae Crowder away, you do it. And honestly, if it's the deal on the table and you don't have to give up a first-round pick, you think you could just get it done with Fournier, maybe you got to throw in a Miles McBride, not the end of the world, it's a second-round pick. Maybe you got to throw in a couple of second-round picks. If you can get off Fournier's deal and you can get back expiring deals in the process, I'd do it as well. So if you think it makes you better, do it. And if you can get off Fournier's money, you do it no matter what. And if you do it, let's break down the type of player and what exactly Jae Crowder would bring to this team. And I think the biggest thing is a veteran presence, and not a guy that I think is going to play a whole bunch of minutes, probably play 12 to 18 minutes every single night, give you good spot minutes, can come and be a defensive liability. But not only is he a veteran presence, he's a winning veteran presence. The veterans that we have on our team aren't winners. Evan Fournier's never won shit. Julius Randle's never won shit. I love Derrick Rose, but he's not really a winner. I think he's a great player. I think he still has some gas left in the tank, but he's not a winner. And what's an area that's been hurting the Knicks all year long? Perimeter defense. That's something that Jae Crowder gives you. He also gives you toughness. He's a guy that's just full of grit. He's going to do the little things to win basketball games, not just in November, but once you get into April, May, and June. He's that type of guy. You always see Jae Crowder on teams that go deep into the playoffs. He's also a proven shooter. This is a guy that can knock down threes at a good clip when he's getting open looks. That's what the Knicks need right now. They could use another shooter on the outside. And if you think this team can't compete, he will give you a player that has big-time playoff experience. He has 107 games played in his NBA career in the playoffs. This is a guy that's been on the biggest stages. He's made some of the biggest shots in biggest moments. He's a guy that's a winner. He does all these things. He helps everybody out on the team. He's a good locker room guy, good teammate, veteran presence. He's a winner, plays defense, shoots, and he's got extreme amount of confidence and experience in the playoffs. If you get rid of Fournier, I'd be down to trade for a guy like Jae Crowder. Make sure to give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Said on the top of the show, want to remind you again, I want to get more Knicks followers. So help me out. Give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_. Let's break down a little bit of what went down in last night's game where the New York Knicks beat the Denver Nuggets 106-103. I think this was, I don't know if it was a better win than the Utah Jazz, but I just like the way that the Knicks fought. They fell down multiple, I think it was the double digits in the second half. Went on a 10-0 or like 15-0 run in the fourth quarter. And you guys know I'm not the biggest Julius Randle fan. But I got to give him his flowers. He played his ass off last night. 34 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 50+% from the field. But it's none of these numbers that really got me excited about what Randle did last night. It was the effort in the fourth quarter. 2 steals that led to transition buckets. He's diving on the ground for loose balls. He showed the emotion after the win. The steal that led to the Brunson dunk. He's getting hype. Julius Randle, if you play like that every night, you will be the favorite player of a lot of people on this team. Don't go back to being the Randle of old. The 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Just keeps taking 1 step forward every single day. Get 1% better. Last night, it's a great spot to build on. He was the MVP of the night, no doubt. A guy that pretty much tried to lose the game for the New York Knicks, and I don't care that he was sick. If you're sick, don't play. I'm not going to grade you on a curved scale because you're sick. If you're out there, I'm judging you like you're out there because you're saying you're healthy enough to play by playing. He didn't have it. His shot looks broken. It does not look good. I mean, the last 2 games have been bad, but the prior 6 games, he was good. So I'm disappointed in RJ's game the last 2 games. I saw him play well the prior 6 games. Just, you got to be better than this. You got to be better than this, RJ. Jalen Brunson is Mr. Smooth. He's just a winner. He's a point god. It's so easy for him. 21-7, 5 rebounds, 50% from the field, hits 2 clutch free throws. The guy's just steady. He's just a steady player. Glad he's a New York Knick. Jericho Sims. If you didn't watch the game, you just look at the box score, you're like 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Is he even that good? I'll tell you this much. He played some of the best defense I have seen all year. He was active. He was blocking shots. I mean, the way he played perimeter defense. A lot of people, Obi was in the game with about 1 minute left. Knicks made a lineup change. They inserted Jericho Sims. He comes up with a big rebound, and then he guards Jamal Murray on the perimeter and forces him into a bad shot. He was extending his defense 5-6 feet beyond the three-point line, sitting in the chair, playing great defense. Jericho Sims has been a great find. He's been awesome. We'll talk about quickly here in a second, but let's take a look at some team stats. The Knicks, the fact that they won this game shooting just making 8 threes on 34 attempts is pretty wild. I mean, look, I think the reason that the New York Knicks won this basketball games is because the turnovers right there. The Nuggets had more than double the turnovers the Knicks did, and the Knicks had 24 assists compared to Denver's 18 assists. I mean, you even shot bad from the free throw line, but you found a way to win the game. The second half defense for the Knicks was good. They got timely stops, but the stop of the night was Emmanuel Quickly when he was guarded one-on-one with Jamal Murray with less than 15 seconds left. Knicks up 3. Murray is going for a 3, and Quickly is playing lockdown defense. He looked good. I was proud of him. I thought Cam Reddish also played a really good game. He continues, Cam Reddish, to just get better and better. He plays great defense. He gets out in transition. He can attack the rim. I'm a big fan of Cam Reddish. I've turned around because I think he's really playing like a different player this year. I'm hype about the way my guy Cam Reddish has played so far this year. Big win for the Knicks last night. You got the Warriors on Friday night. That one's going to be tough. They're always good in their own building. If you could find a way to win on Friday, that'd be a huge win for this team. I appreciate everyone that always makes New York Knicks Now part of their day today. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment real one right now.